Well guys, it is September 7th or so. I'm shooting this right now, and you've clicked on the video to see this very Hummer be rescued from up the mountains, up this way. And if you haven't followed along, let me just give you a preview. So we are doing a big build on this H2 Hummer. I bought this on 37s with the lift already, but we put 40s on it. We did a full front end kryptonite steering setup. We re-geared it with 513 gears, put in an ARB front locker. Let me think. We did then kind of had to make the decision, because the transmission was slipping, what to do with the drivetrain. So we took this vehicle to Mash Motors in Wichita, Kansas, and Mike and Mash Motors executed an LBZ Duramax 6.6 liter swap into this with a 6-speed Allison tranny. Huge upgrade for the vehicle. Sounds good. Got it back. Took it up on the mountain in the first day that I had it, and we got into a bit of a predicament, which you can see in the last video. The differential pitched upward and drove the drive shaft into the oil cooler on the Duramax. So at the end of this video, I'm editing this actively. Hopefully you're going to see what's going to happen because there is a plan in place. But that being said, we had a 7,000-pound Hummer completely dead. It locked the steering up. It did a lot of different things that I had to address. So in this video, you're going to see how we got this off of the mountain, thanks to an agency locally, a 501c3 rescue agency called SNORR. It's a Southern Nevada off-road recovery team. It's a bunch of volunteers and guys that will rescue you from all around these parts if you get jammed up like I did. So with that being said, let me jump forward to the very next day, and we'll start from there, and then we'll end here. After you watch the video, I hope you enjoy it. My saga, my loss of money and cash, so off you go.
I always wanted to build fast cars, so self-taught I started with engine swaps, composites in my apartment, to multiple shops, tuning, fabrication, and more. 10 years later, the big time, SEMA, Speed TV, I climbed from nothing, but I lost it all. This is my new ride, Knightdrivetv. Failure is not an option. Us car guys keep banging the gears of life.
Hold down the fort, Lace.
I will.
All right, I'll be back with the Hummer. I don't want to off-road for a while, Lace. I think I'm tired.
Need a little break.
I'm tired, Lace. Close the doors, close everything, Lace.
Everything will be good.
Bye,
Watch out
bye.
for shipments. We'll be good.
All right, yeah. Big maxed in stuff coming in today.
Oh,
be
wow.
ready.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Bye, Dashy.
See ya.
All right, so I am rolling. Oh, I'm standing in the sprinkler,
Oh,
so
you're getting real wet.
so I'm rolling. Oh my God. Oh geez, Lace, nothing's going my way. So we're rolling with Snorr. So we're gonna jump in here and we're gonna head up. Luke, that's Luke. He's gonna be riding me up there. All right, we are out here in Cold Creek, Nevada. Very hidden little town, and this is kind of the access point with Luke here. The plan is they have a trailer. We're gonna bring the trailer to this staging area, and then we're going to go up with a couple trucks. I think I'm just going to go straight at and just try and remove the front axles. If I can remove the front axles, just disconnect the inner hubs where they connect to the front diff, and then put the transfer case in neutral, then the only issue is the steering at that point. So we may have to use a winch or something to kind of pull down the front diff, because if the one bracket is bent, it might be permanently up in there. I don't know that something's holding it in its place. If it could come down and let me free up my steering, then we're gonna tow out. So that's the plan. So we're gonna wait for some people, and then we'll get over there. Oh, look at that! He airs down and cleans his radiator out. See that? Using his waist there. Alrighty, we are heading back to the location of the truck. A couple different ways to get to it, so we're gonna kind of spy it out from two different angles maybe, and try the first one, which would have been the exit route. So we're going to go that way, and so we're going up the trail. I would have come down, and it's not bad, but it's narrow, and you can tell it's not very well traveled. So it's getting steep in sections. So the fact is, traveling anywhere at night, going down a trail you've never seen before, even though it looks okay on camera now, not only is in person worse, but yeah, there's like no trail here. Right? Going into this at night would have been really sketchy. Yeah, it goes down there, it looks like. So hold on, let's Let me check the map real quick. Yeah, this is not going to look like much on camera, but to be towing and things, this is going to be very tricky.
Do something.
So he's activating stuff. He's activating off-road packages. Oh God, that felt bad. Yeah, 23.
It's
the side to side. Yeah, side to side's no
the
fun.
off camber.
Yeah, off camber's no
I
good.
don't like.
No, I don't think anybody likes it. It just doesn't look like much when you're up here. You don't feel like you're. Oh, there it is.
Oh wow. Okay.
Exciting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not fun.
I'm thinking about safety.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like 2 trucks, Jake.
Pulling is easy, you just pull, but
Yeah, stopping is another
I
thing.
need to stop, and then with these steep hills and the towing capacity of my Jeep,
Yeah.
for sure. Can I pull you going up that hill?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You might need 2 trucks, 3 trucks to go in a chain, you know. Yeah, so this, had we continued going forward, I mean, shy of whatever this hill is yet to be seen. This was going to be tricky, but doable. I don't think we would have liked it. I think we would have made it, but yeah. So I mean, I was looking down here. I could see that this was just a rundown. I mean, it flattens out right above, but it's just not fun.
And we cannot gain speed because you don't have steering.
Yeah, I mean, this is bad altogether. Oh God, what is this? Oh God. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. That's really steep. Oh wow. Yeah, we were just getting into we're gonna have to winch backwards out. It's much easier to go out the other way.
Yeah.
And having seen that, much easier going that way.
Okay.
We got to go up the hill, but this goes up. If we go up the side, as you can see, it's smoother.
Oh,
a couple
around
around the
right
edge,
side.
because that's how I came down.
Okay.
So you go up that. You're gonna need anchors though, and maybe, you know what I mean. You're gonna have to have anchor truck. All right, so we have made it, and this is a bit sketchier than I kind of probably saw at night. So it's just a good lesson. Don't off-road at night. Winch back up to a position, then winch up to a secondary position. So now I get to look at this and figure out how bad this is. So, man, I tell you, you know, it's like you build all this stuff for off-roading, and it's because you want to have fun, you just want to enjoy yourself. But this is the part that just like, you're like, oh God, I just don't want to do it. So yeah, you can see here, I was kind of, you know, I was backing up to avoid this situation. I had my tire down in here, so I was backing up, and it just didn't seem like it wanted to go. And so I went forward and then backed up, and I started sliding off this edge over here, which goes downward a bit. This guy coming down. I fell there yesterday. Yeah, believe me, wasn't good.
Where'd you hit it? Where'd you hit it on?
Nothing. It broke. It's broke. Yeah, it's a mess. Okay, so as you can see, that lower mount right there pulled out of that hole right there, and what you can see here is my axle is forward because of that, so it's run into the sway bar end link. So the key is to pull this diff back down, but as you can see, I think the issue is there is no steel collar that should have held that in there. There's supposed to be a steel collar. All there was a bushing, and so then what ended up happening here is the drive shaft went up into what I believe Mike has told me is the oil cooler, because you could see that there's some aluminum gone. The front diff mount is still intact. The bushing here is taking all of the strain. It's tweaked this bushing all the way. Okay, I see the steering problem here. So the steering problem is this is hitting the diff. So, wow. So yeah, I'm gonna have to probably steer to the left to get some clearance away from this, and then hopefully this thing can move back downward. So, oh boy. So the problem is steering in place with no power steering. I can't start the engine. Is gonna be step one where the problem begins. So getting these axles free is probably the priority, and then a couple of these are going to be tight. So that's what I'm going to have to start on, and getting these axles disconnected. So to give you a little summary, it has nothing to do with the Duramax swap. The issue is I had an ARB air locker and re-gear done in the front and the rear. And well, the rear has the electronic locker from Hummer. So I got a front ARB air locker and I got a re-gear. So when I took it to 4-wheel parts, as soon as I got it back, it was real wrong. I can tell driving it, this thing is whack. So literally like 8 days went by. I go back to 4-wheel parts. They had already given me a little resistance on the warranty. Well, we're gonna have to see if it's under warranty. I'm like, it's been days. Like, of course it's under warranty. So they took it apart. They said, yep, it's our fault. We're gonna do it again. So they did it again, and I still get howling and whining from it. It was better, but they did the front. And so now that we're looking at the front diff, for one, you can see in a picture here Mike sent me, there's a steel washer. Obviously that's a bushing, like an NVH isolator for the diff, and rubber bushing with a, like anything, you're gonna have a steel retainer on the bottom. That's not there. So it didn't take much torque to push that thing up, and it just destroyed the whole truck. And I mean, obviously that's an exaggeration, but you know, I just got this Duramax put in and it literally just puked all its oil, and I hope I shut it off in time with no oil pressure. But we're down here, and winching out of here is just not going to be fun. You know, doing this under your own power is sketchy enough. Doing it when somebody's dragging you by ropes, two little Jeeps that are, you know, 4,000 pounds or whatever, 4,500 pounds, doesn't feel like the safest. SNORR historically has sent a number of vehicles for something like this. I told them it was on a controlled trail, and I think these trails, just because they're known trails, they thought, well, this is going to be pretty easy. I really don't think it's going to be, and it feels very sketchy to me at this point. But inevitably I can't steer or roll, so I have to address that first to be able to do anything. But going down some of this without the control of 4-low and no brakes, no power, no way. No power steering, nope, can't do it. So yeah, it's not good. Well, this is about as fun as one could imagine it being. When I fell down the hill last night, I really fell on my right shoulder, and that's the one I'm cranking this with. Oh God, it's a lot. Gotten the axle bolts off, but one of them is real tough to get to and real tight. It's like the last one. Feel like it's under some tension here from his vehicle up the hill. So we'll see. Doing a bridal party here. Is that what it's in? Yeah. Oh, 43,000 on there.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah, we're good, hopefully. See, quite an area. Cameras do no justice ever to these topographies. You're like, oh, a couple little hills, my car could do it. Yeah, it's not like that in person. So we're gonna try and get off this edge. This is the axle I've released. So yeah, I'm gonna try and move the truck back and forth and just kind of see what starts happening. There's not much room before that steering gets locked up in the diff. So I have to make sure, so we're gonna do a test pull backwards to be sure that we don't run into a problem here. Yep, go ahead. Okay, perfect, stop. Go forward. Yep, winch out. Seems okay. He's pulling 13,500 pound winch. This stuff is taller than you're gonna think based on the camera. That's gonna be big pulling loads. So we have another guy, he's backing down. He's gonna anchor him. My mess from my poor Duramax.
So this is where the fun in the day begins. Being winched up this hill, it's very steep. I don't have brakes, and I have a light Jeep pulling me, and we're gonna find out what that means here in about a second.
Yeah, I just slid down a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't slide at all, and my line's got tension, and the other line has tension too.
So to better explain the situation, we have a 4Runner at the top. Attached to the Jeep as an anchor. And then the Jeep is angled, but he has his winch line out to my Hummer. And so as he pulls me up the hill, up this very steep grade, you can see that it's going to want to pull his front end towards me. If the Jeep suddenly starts to slide, it then will pull tension against the 4Runner and my Hummer and want to go this way. It could lead to a rollover situation for the Jeep, and that's what happens.
We're trying to get to this one spot here. Get a breeze.
Right as we really start to pull some tension, all of a sudden the Jeep gives way.
That was bad. That was bad. I think that guy probably just shit himself.
Wait, we have the brakes on.
Looking in the rear view, it appeared the Jeep was on two wheels.
Did you see that? Woo!
You have the brakes on?
Now I do.
Okay, we have brakes on and
In park.
And park. You can read it.
Oh.
No, you're good.
Okay.
So to quickly explain my concern, I have the transfer case in a flat toe configuration. It's all in neutral, so all I have resistance-wise is the manual brakes. And on this steep incline, standing on the brakes, it doesn't want to hold.
It just shows I don't.
Reposition right now, and we'll figure out. We'll take a look at everything then.
He needs to be more in line with me.
Now I've got to reposition. We're going to try a little double line. He doesn't have any power steering at all. He's having a hard time.
Yeah, you move. Where were you?
From here to here.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you. That thing lurched. I was like, oh my God, that couldn't have been fun.
I think we may need 2 winches side by side, plus backup. You know, some anchors.
Copy. Which side do you want us coming in from?
Yeah.
You have to go on the left side to come in behind me because we're winching them up the hill.
So as guys started getting off work, this is when Snorr starts bringing in the reinforcements, and they're making their way to our position, which was tough to find.
The Willow Spring side.
Round and come in from the sun side, from the west.
Yes, west.
You will do that.
The problem about getting winched, when the winch pulls and the people back there start sliding, it's not good. And I don't have much brake. I mean, I don't have much of nothing. And then once you're steep up there and I can't turn, it's just as bad as it gets. Doing some planning up here. This 4Runner, this tree.
He's going sideways, so we need to get another vehicle closer.
No, oh, he needs a winch.
Right now, it's going to happen as soon as we put a bunch of tension. Like, we're trying to curve a line. It's got to straighten. What's your name? I'm sorry?
Damien.
Damien?
Yep.
You know, I'm not real religious, but that has devil written all over it.
Well, if you were Catholic, it would have Saint Damien written all over because he was in there. He was in their book.
Maybe you are a saint. I don't know. Yeah, let's do that. Let's throw me a whole bunch of extension off of this. Let's try to get Damien up over those rocks, almost on Brian's bumper.
Yeah.
And then we'll reset and see if we can pull Brian up. Because once I'm there, I can even hook to Brian and pull him up out of the way. And like you said, leapfrog short distance. Yeah, if you want to throw your tree saver around that with a pulley, I'll start throwing extension.
Well, it's only getting tricky because this area that the Hummer's in, it kind of goes up and then it makes a bend and it goes all the way up the hill. So they could almost do a straight pull from above that 4Runner even to where his Jeep is here. That's kind of a straight pull, but then there's a turn right here in this area and it goes down to my Hummer. And so it's like I need to pull up kind of where he is, and then they'll be up there, and then we can pretty much do a straight pull all the way up that hill. So this is the sketchy part because of these rocks right here. You know, if I were to go up this ledge, this would create an extreme amount of resistance. So I need to keep my tires over there kind of lead up to him, get as close to him so that we can set, and then try to do another pull from the top of the hill. So they're gonna try and do a redirect from up here, I believe. They're gonna run a winch line down here, do a tree saver, and do a redirect down to me, so that they both, I believe, him and the truck up on top will do a dual pull. I believe that's what they're doing. It was all fun and games in the daytime, but then when we start doing all this pulling at night, I gotta sit inside of here. Like, it's the worst part. Like when I was getting dragged up the hill in the Pathfinder. Yeah. Not fun, I'll be honest with you. Right here you can see, I was like, oh, this ain't fun, because I was actually off camber. Guys, real quick, I hope you're enjoying the video, but if any of you SNORR members are first time seeing Knightdrivetv's videos, check out the other two. We did have 2 other SNORR videos created dating back a couple of years. One, we got pulled up a really steep hill up on Mount Charleston, and we had another incident where Josh's Suburban, after his lift, he had some an axle pull apart and had a rear diff failure, so we went out in needle wash. So both those videos are right here. If you are a SNORR member and would like to see other recovery videos, I've obviously talked to your president there, current president, and he appears in one of them, and you can see him in the Montero. So I have talked to him about maybe shooting some videos, hopefully of not me getting rescued or Josh, but of other people. So maybe that's something we can do in the future. So with that said, we do have a Snorr Jeep ahead. It does take some damages on this recovery, and as you guys know, it happens. For all you guys out there watching, SNORR, quite an agency, a lot of guys that just love off-road and like getting out there using their equipment for what it's for, but SNORR does reimburse these guys for damages, but that is why people must donate. If they get a recovery, you kind of at least have to cover them in some ways, and so you'll see in the end of the video, I give them a pretty good donation for this because, you know, God help you if you had to get a tow truck. So back to the video. I think they're going to just pull from the Jeep, and there's still enough line to this tree back here, I believe. You can see I have this line here going to this tree that's redirecting all the way up the hill. So I think we're going to probably go up to this range up here, try and get up to this spot, and then they'll probably, I assume, release that and then connect me to that and take me all the way up that hill, hopefully. He's feeling excited.
You know, I'll tell you, Damien.
What's that?
No matter how bad you think this sucks,
Yeah.
we've rolled vehicles back over. They left on trailers. People left in ambulances and helicopters. So consider yourself lucky.
Well, at least we get up to this area, it's at least gets a little easier.
Straight.
Yeah. Get a little easier once we get there.
Yeah, Brian, just keep up with them. All right, Greg, hold there. Brian, pull him up. Yeah, Greg, just maintain tension like that. That's beautiful.
Oof.
Can we turn the Hummer any harder, passenger?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm being held by that red line up to that Jeep up top. Jesus.
You're just starting to climb, Brian. Keep doing that. I think it'll be good. Stop.
Big rock behind this right rear tire. You want to kick it out of the way?
That's level-ish right there. So, yeah. You can see the lurching of that vehicle. I should tell you a little something. And there's Luke. He's going to have to come up this, so he's down there lighting up the place for work light. He's got to get himself up the hill a bit. See him? That's level right there. So, I should tell you.
So as time passed, it was slow, but it was steady. We were fighting gravity, we were fighting off camber and sliding, but we were making it.
Oh God, it's steep. Oh, it feels terrible. Oh God, this is oh, stuff's popping and banging. Oh God, what's in front of me is just, you just don't even want to know. Only because I'm out of control. I drove down this no problem in 4 low, you're all controlled.
Back tires up this next ledge and then we'll be in a good spot. If you watch much off-roading, you'll see catastrophic failures of anchor points, and my fear was the D-rings would just let go.
Oh yeah. The debate was on which side of the tree to go. As they got closer to it, they decided, let's switch sides and go to the other side. So they were kind of bringing me across the trail. Didn't feel it was a good idea, but they are the off-road recovery. So we kind of started pulling to that side of the tree, which felt very unlikely and awkward. And we've gotten to the point to where they can't go on that side of the tree, and they all agree now. So I think they're either going to have to try and pull from another direction, pull my back end over that way, or let me back down the hill some. I'm not really sure. With them up here, this is pretty much the top where we're going to do the turnaround up on this upper ledge, and then the next phase begins, which is to kind of tow it out. I don't know how much braking control I have. There are a few steep downhills, but you know, it's much easier than this. Been exhausted, really. You know, it wasn't the one dude was concerned I was worried about the angle or something. I wasn't really. It's not the angle, it's the fact that I can't, if a line breaks, if a D-ring breaks, something like that, I don't have much brake control. So I don't know what this is blowing in. It's blowing in something fierce. Level.
Keep going. Keep going, keep going.
Go ahead now, Brian. Dave, I don't think you need a whole ton of tension.
Okay, Dave, let out.
We're at the top. So, aligned with his Jeep now, so he's the puller. We got somebody behind me.
We got 2 more vehicles, so I'm going to put 1 Jeep in front of me in case we need 2 engines, and one extra one in the back in case we need 2 sets of brakes.
Sure.
I think we'll be okay. The goal is going to be to keep tension on both of the lines, so you're not bouncing around.
And you don't want me to do any brake input, any attempt at all, right?
I don't want you to do anything. I mean,
unless I have to.
If something goes crazy and you got to panic, you'll stop and hit the brakes, and I'll stop.
Right.
But other than that, we're going to try to do all the driving.
What speeds are you aiming at?
3-4 miles an hour. We're going out real slow.
Okay, good. All right. That winch was working. I was hearing that thing.
Yeah, it was moaning and groaning.
It was a couple times. Them big rocks, you know, you could hear it really bind down, you know.
And it's a big winch too.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe, because the Montero's down right now, he doesn't believe it was ever out on a trailer.
Oh yeah, I saw it myself. He did the pulling.
So did we.
Yeah.
While it's on his trailer.
Oh, thanks.
Lots of extensions we had out on that one. Video is on my YouTube if you want to enjoy it with some silver bullets. So it's good. People are going to see this. Poland.
Right on.
This is 3rd SNORR rescue on video. On video. We got Luke here. He's fallen down the hill a couple times. He's resilient. He throws everything. He said I abandoned all my stuff in my hands.
I can't drive. I cannot walk.
Would you stay there, Dave? Let's you and I go ahead and roll forward a couple of them, put tension on all these, and then you can video the whole thing.
Sounds good.
It was the right length on this side. We tripled up another strap to a soft shackle and a soft shackle. So that's what this whole mess is just trying to basket this just to shorten it up a little bit.
That's going to a receiver shackle, correct?
And that's going to a receiver shackle. So that's the backup. And it's only all of this just to try and shorten it up a little bit so it's not dragging too bad. But the idea is that it will hopefully sit right in this basket and won't drag my nice strap in the dirt. The yellow will stay slack, and that'll let the bubble rope flex. Then we can control him down the hill.
I've got a 9-foot tree saver that you might be able to leave.
That probably would have been easier, but
At
this point it's already rigged.
Thanks for bringing that up now, Brian.
At this point it's rigged.
Brian's always got to be that guy.
Well, the only thing that concerns me here is that my arms are really tired. So a little worried about that, but hopefully this goes okay.
All right, I'm going to start rolling slowly. Okay, I'll drag brakes too. I'll let you hold them.
Yeah, I'm aiming for things that give me traction here because I keep walking up.
He's mostly slack in front of me. It's just the way to me.
ledges. Every time the tires dropped over a ledge, it drags me forward.
I can definitely give him some. He's got his wheel turned a little bit. Little off camber coming ahead. Turning the corner, heard that thing pop off the bead. Yeah, I mean, it's a little long for this tight stuff. I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought we were going to stop and reset.
yeah, that's what we should have done, yeah.
On exit, as we were negotiating very winding and very tight sections, the length of the rope between us two was pulling the front end of his Jeep sideways, and that got him into a berm, pulled the tire off the bead, wrecked his fender.
All right, we are continuing on. The train is rolling. The pull is going pretty well now after he ended up popping the tire off the bead. He shortened up, which we were talking about doing at the top of the hill there. With him shortened up and closer to the back of me, it's much more controlled. It's definitely, we had a lot of that line. He wanted for that steep downhill to be kind of away from me. I do have some braking for sure. When I was seeing him get dragged and slid behind me, as I applied brake, I could see it kind of stopped pulling him as much. But yeah, I mean, once they're tighter, it's been much more me focusing on steering.
Hey Luke, if you can hear me, just stick your rope over my hook on the front bumper. You don't need a soft shackle.
So yeah, it's allowed me to pretty much just focus on steering this thing. My shoulders are they're about killing me at this point. And so gonna turn into a dual locomotive.
So now the mission is to go miles and miles up and down some hills, and we have dual Jeeps here having to pull to get enough traction to pull the heavy Hummer up this hill.
We're making it. Going good. Gotta get up around this tree here. Got the dual train. Oh boy, that steering's tough. I can't hit the tree. Oh, I was fighting to turn left.
Alright, Luke, we're good if you want to unhook.
Well, we are on the home stretch here, getting close to the trailer that Snorr has. They got it a little while ago, and so they can trailer you if you're real damaged and everything. Huge savings, obviously. So yeah, we're getting close to that. We'll get it loaded on the trailer, get it back to the house, get it unloaded. And I am gonna get some soup or something. I need some soup. So yeah, got a few vehicles back there. Ended up with about 6 out here, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, something like that. I always wanted to go on one of those 4-wheel drive trips, you know, a bunch of trucks. She will run again, guys. She will run again. Want to hear that spooling. I want to hear that spooling going up the trail. God, it was so good. I enjoyed it for a few hours, but hopefully it does not look like too much damage was done, so hopefully we can recover from this mentally, physically, financially. I gotta get their wig wags on. I gotta get their full-on emergency. We added one. We added one up in the Ford. There we go, up on there. Well, we got her on there, debating a little tongue weight there. Back away, who knows, probably be fine. Well, there she is. Gather round, gather round.
See what's left of my fender?
Oh, you did that just now. Appreciate me breaking down, giving y'all some practice.
Thanks for letting us come out and play.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate the help as always. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm gonna go back to his house. We need to get him unloaded. So Greg is gonna follow me to the house and unload. If you would like to follow back, that's great. That helps out too.
Come here, Lace. Well, Lace, I've arrived.
It's been a day.
Yeah, it's been a day. Here he is. Got me all the way up into the driveway. Look at this. I mean, you would think I parked here. So,
Been good.
all the neighbors are gonna think some big shit happened.
Okay.
Oh man, that was a lot of work to get that thing back here. They know about it. Oh God, my arms.
You got another broken thing. I could show you a picture.
What are you talking about?
Kelsey broke something.
What? This girl. People breaking my stuff while I'm up in the mountains. All right, guys, coming back at you. So, what will happen now is the question. So,
For that, you will have to sub to the channel and come back for the next video on the Hummer installment series. I hope you watch the other Hummer videos as well as the other Snorr videos if you're interested. I gave a good donation to Snorr, and I thank everybody on that team for their help. Hopefully we'll have some more content ahead, and if you're interested in that, please leave a comment below, and we'll work on that. So that being said, some things were definitely broken on the Hummer, and I'll tell you all about it in the next video. So have a good one, guys. Thank you for watching.